Hey everyone, it is Coach Stephanie again, and I just wanted to make another video for the How to Use Google to Succeed in Your Business series. And this time I wanted to talk about how to use this to organize challenge groups. So under my coaching folder, I have a folder called Challenge Groups. Then when I open that up, I've got all of the information so far that I've been using for my new challenge group since I've been using Google Drive. You'll notice I have pictures, so I have one for the very first day or a couple days even before the group actually starts as I start to load customers so that they can start to get to know each other and get comfortable with the group. And then my group that I have right now is called the Summer Sweat Down Challenge for June, so that started on the first day of summer. And then I have different scripts for different types of challenge groups. So there was one for streaming when Beachbody On Demand came out and that my coach and one of her coach colleagues came up with, and so they shared that with me. And then I have different types of posts that I will make. So I've got a motivational post, and in here there are different pictures, and then I have a form called Set Your Intent. So if you're familiar with my last video in the series, or which was actually the first one on how to use Google Forms for leads, I've done the same thing with how to set their intent, and this allows customers the opportunity to put their information on here. They can give me their goals. Here's an email address for me to contact them. Now I know that in the last video I said their email isn't something that you really necessarily need for the lead form because you don't want that information getting sent back to them. However, I like to send their information with their goals back to them, and you can't do that if you don't have their email. And if you do have their email, there is a way up in the add-ons to actually send the responses back to the respective people. So that whole row, every question and every answer that they completed, they will be able to see their answers to all of these questions so that they can follow up with their own goals. So for their goals, I've put questions like, what do they do? What are their strengths? What are their weaknesses? What are they currently doing? What do they want to try, or what have they liked? And so I have a bunch of different diet things. That's what I focus on primarily, is clean eating and plant-based diets. And I use mostly the Body Beast Portions Exchange because that's a lot easier to calculate down the macros and adapt the program for individuals if it needs to be adapted. But also I have 21 Day Fix. There are some members in my challenge group this month that are vegan and vegetarian. I myself am plant-based, where I have very few animal products. And once again, my phone is trying to adjust constantly. I think it has something to do with the swirls you see on my monitor every once in a while. Gotta love technology interference. But if we keep scrolling down, I've got goals for them to work on daily throughout the challenge that relate to fitness, another one through diet, and then I have 3 goals for the month that I want them to work on. Most of them get bored after 1 or 2, but some people, like me, really like to have 3. I also ask them what their coach is, and then if they want me to help them with a diet plan or a meal template, what I do is I ask them their weight, their height, body fat if they know it, because these are things that I'm going to need to calculate calories. But also it helps them if they put their starting weight, because then they can see how much they've made change at the end. And if you do challenge groups where you track change and give rewards for change in weight or inches, those might be other questions that you want to add on your intent form. And then if they want me to make a meal plan, I have them say yes. And when I get the forms that say yes, then I have another form that I'll follow up with that has a bunch of other questions so that I can figure out what their interests are. And so this is what the form is. And as far as setting up the diet, I'll have another video on how to do that. But here, my team is Do It For You, as me personally. And that's my motto. I've had that since before I was a Beachbody coach. And this is what the form actually looks like. So this is a customized form. So I went through and I picked all of the different things that I wanted for this form to look like. Okay. So another way to organize your coaching then is with the challenge groups. I always start with diet posts because I feel like diet is where a lot of the customers tend to struggle and they're not really sure where to start or where to go. especially if they are new to Beachbody. And Beachbody has done a wonderful job with the exchange system type diets, the Portion Fix through 21 Day Fix, and and Body Beast is also based on a portion system. Many of the other programs are as well, but these are the two that I'm most familiar with. So you'll notice that I have all three of these first documents have the same color, same thing with the next three and the next two and the last four. Now each one's with the same color scheme are all from post A. So diet post 1 is actually this first sheet. And all of this stuff is what I copy and paste in as the post, and you'll notice that there's links to like calorie counters, and then there's links to a clean foods list and a sneaky unhealthy foods list. So I gave myself a red thing here to make sure that they're stored in files. So if we go over to my group and you click on files, it opens up like this. And I have that sneaky foods list is posted here, so if they click that, they can open it up and click on the link, and it'll bring them straight to that document so they can read all of the different foods that sometimes people associate as healthy that maybe aren't. And actually you can see up here that a couple of the people are using it right now. And then when I go back, I have that diet post 1, intro to counting calories and figuring out this diet stuff. And when you click there, maybe they didn't want to use the links from the files. All of the links are still hyperlinked within this post. Now the reason why I save my posts under files is because then once the group gets up and running and everybody's posting about their fitness and what they've been doing, and they're all posting awesome motivational pictures, they don't have to worry about finding these posts because they're all right on here. Okay, so there's diet post 2, diet post 3, diet post 4, and then I'm also putting the examples of all of the different diet templates for all of the customers that I've created so far. And you'll notice there's a link to the set your intent form. And in addition to that, with my challenge groups, so just to reiterate, I do this sense of organization so that I know which all documents have to go with each post. So notice how these are all labeled A, these are all labeled B, C, and then D. Okay, so I know that I have to make sure that all of these documents are associated with that post somehow. Then I also have the sample meal plans, so when I make meal plans for people, they're in here. I have more, but this is my personal Gmail account, and you'll see that it's already 31% full of all the information between teaching and coaching. So I have an actual coach Gmail now, and at the end of this challenge group, after people are done with all of these links, I'm going to copy everything into my coaching email drive and then use everything that's related to Beachbody from that account. That way I don't junk up my personal one. I also have recipes, which I've only posted one so far, but I have a file or a Google Doc with that, and then I also have a picture. So basically I just used Paint and cropped it down to like a little recipe card. So here's a recipe that I posted for banana chip pudding. And I like to do as many recipes that accommodate the widest range of diets. Like I said, I am plant-based, and I tend to be more on the raw vegan type, which is a little bit of animal products every once in a while, and very few cooked things, except for I really like beans and squash and potatoes, so sometimes it's really hard to have those, which are all actually healthy for you on a raw diet. Anyway, so I like to post the recipes that I've enjoyed with the group, and I have that also in a document, and so then I click share, and I share the link also in files as well as on the main post, so that my customers can get an idea of the recipes that I am trying out to stay healthy. So here is just one way that you can use this to help organize your challenge groups. I also have one for, like I showed you, the motivational posts, and then all of the different stuff here for scripts for different types of challenge groups. And there are also many other ways to continue to use Google Drive for your business. And so I will have a couple more videos up on this series shortly as I think of them. I've got the one with how to make the meal plans on a back burner right now. Anyway, I hope that you have found this video helpful, and I hope that you all have a wonderful day, coaches. Thanks for watching.